Welcome to the Cabral Concept, where board-certified naturopath and integrative health practitioner Dr. Stephen Cabral shares how he was diagnosed at the age of 17 with a life-altering illness and given no hope for recovery. It was only after studying and traveling all over the world did he discover how to combine ancient Ayurvedic healing practices with state-of-the-art naturopathic and functional medicine to fully rebalance the body and re-energize it with life. It's time to discover how to get well, lose weight, and finally feel alive again. And now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Cabral.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another week here on the Cabral Concept. Thank you so much for joining me here. Excited to get into our Motivation and Mindset Monday. Like many of you, it's one of my favorite ways to start the week. It's really about, I want to get away from this whole idea of just motivation too. It's actually about inspiring yourself to get more out of your own life. And that is what today's topic is all about. So what I want to share with you is that wherever you're at in your life, I'm almost willing to bet, I'm almost willing to guarantee that it could be just that much better. And so what I want to share with you is how to create a life you love. Now, here's the amazing thing. So we're going to go through the 7 different steps here today. And these are the 7 steps. They've been distilled down, and then I have individual shows on each one of these. But what we have to understand is that we don't even know how great our lives can be until we begin to get to that next level. And when you get to that next level, it gives you the confidence to do then what? Well, move up one more level. And when you get there, guess what you then want to do? Just naturally, as human beings, right? As human beings, we are creators of our life. Then we want to take it to that next level. So my goal for you is don't worry about what your life's going to be like 5 years from now, 10 years from now. Honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of those 5-year plans or 10-year plans. I'm really not. They're a little too rigid for me. They try to get you to think too small because you can't envision how amazing your life can be in 5 years or 10 years from now. You have no idea. Because if you actually put a good 6 months to 12 months of work in, I'm guaranteeing that 5-year plan could be pushed down to 1 year or 18 months. And then what do you do after that? Well, life looks different. And the reason is that you stop playing so small. They don't set goals that are just achievable, but actually doable. So what I want to share with you right now is how we can begin to dream bigger, but also do it in a way that's realistic, that makes sense, with the understanding that we are going to up level every 6 months to a year. And that is how we're going to ultimately get to the life that we love, that we enjoy living, that we're happy about, but also that can lead to so many greater things in life. All right, so the first step is this. The first step is always massive self-awareness. I'm telling you right now, the most successful people I know are massively self-aware. They just know their strengths and weaknesses, what's good in their life and what's not so good. Now, here's the other thing though, is they're gentle with this self-awareness in a way that they can see their flaws, they can see what's not going on in life, but they don't dwell on it. Now, they might be a little bit of a perfectionist and beat themselves up figuratively, but what they realize is that they understand where they need to get better. And that's really important. So we need to take a life audit. And I simplify this into 5 areas. So we've got our overall health. I just feel that it has to come first. Meaning if you don't have energy, if you're depressed, if you have a disease right now, whatever it is, we need to get you healthy. Because without your health, I know it's a figure of speech, but nothing else matters. It really doesn't. What are you going to do with relationships or money or whatever? It honestly doesn't matter if you're sick, if you're not feeling well. And I don't want to put anyone down that's in that position, but I just believe that you can get healthy. I just really believe that, whether you have autoimmune issues, mystery-based illnesses, I had those as well. And I just feel that within, again, 6 months to a year, you can overcome those. So let's put it as a big goal if that's it. But we have 5 areas. We've got our health. We've got our overall body that has to carry us through this life, get to a healthy body weight for you. All right. It's so important. People overlook it. They don't want to talk about it, but it's unbelievably important because it's going to be the difference most likely of 10 years of lifespan and also quality of life. The next one is going to be relationships. These are not in order of importance. For sure, they're not in order of importance. I would put health first, but the rest of them, you're going to figure out your order of importance. So then we have relationships. That includes, family, kids, parents, etc., siblings, community. And then after that, we have career. So that could include your passion. Like, are you doing what you love? Or are you making the money that you want to make? I think they're probably both important to be able to, again, carry you through this life. And then the last one is spirituality. Do you feel connected in this world? Do you feel like your life matters? Like, all of those things, I think, are part of the overall spiritual-based picture. Now, if you look at all five and you're like, I need to work on all of them, understandable, most of us do. But what's going to lead us to your goal for right now? Meaning, like, depending on where you are in life, making money, building up your career might be your number one focus, okay? In your early years, maybe when you're dating or something like that, maybe like body is most important to you right now. And then maybe when you have kids, okay, now family and kids are most important. That's what you want to work on. So it really depends on where you're at, and try to choose one for right now. But again, you can have more than one goal. What I've just seen be successful in my practice and with many people that I know is that we zero in on one big goal at a time. So I simply want you to do a life audit, see which areas or which one of those 5 areas that you need to work on the most, and that's how we'll look at it. Again, be gentle with yourself when assessing your life. No one is perfect. We've all had all sorts of things happen in our past. What we want to do right now is simply be self-aware, recognize, and then we can use that information positively to move into step number 2, which is taking responsibility. This is a tough one, right? Because we've been taught by society, culture, the media, sometimes even family, that we should feel that we are a victim of our life. And now, again, people have been victims of many things in their lives, and I'm not discounting that as well. But what happens is, if we are told that life simply happens to us, right, then we feel like we have no control. So we have to be careful with this mindset. Now, I'm not saying that life is always 100% perfect, and I'm not saying that people don't have bad things happen to them. They do. I would be naive to think otherwise. But what I am saying is, at least in this moment, or at least in some parts of your life, you do have control. And you're going to be able to use that control, even if it's not massive, at least some level of control, to take responsibility for what you can do. Because we have to understand is that we can believe in God. We can believe in the universe. We can believe in a higher power. We can believe in anything. But for the most part, it is still up to you to make things happen. Meaning, there's that old saying, if it is to be, it's up to me. All right? So I'm not saying to discount faith. I'm not saying to give up your beliefs. But at some point, you have to understand that you were destined for great things. But the only way that happens, very few people are given it, right? Very few people. The only way that happens is through taking responsibility and taking control for as much of your life as you can. And then as you start to take control for some, believe it or not, you will see that superpower begin to grow. Step number 3 is this. It is much easier to take control of your life and to start to do a life audit if you start to create a bold vision. You need to know what you want your life to be. If you don't have a vision for your life, you will simply move like the tide through life. You'll just be washed around like a bobber in the water. That's it, like a bottle floating in the water. So what I need you to do is to understand that, sure, as that tide is pulling out, you're going to have to stay strong sometimes. And you're going to stay strong because you have a bold vision for what you want out of life. Now, again, I have podcasts. I have Mindset and Motivation Mondays for each one of these individual topics. You can find them at stephencabral.com/podcasts. And you can go and you can listen to all those Mindset and Motivation Monday previous shows. There is literally a separate show on each one of these. So if you go to stephencabral.com/2215, we'll try to link up some of those today as well. But you have to understand is that you need a clear vision. If you are not clear on what you want out of life and you do not have a big enough why, you are going to give up at the first sign of obstacles or challenges in your life. But if you have a bold vision of what it is that you want to create and why, remember, making money does not matter. It does not matter unless you know what that money is going to be used towards, right? So if it's used towards buying a home for your family, buying a home for your parents, sending your kids to a school that you want, taking a trip that you've always wanted to go on, paying for school, paying for an internship, paying for a certification, whatever it is, right? So money does not matter, but it can give you a lot of options. And one of those options might be part of your why, right? So we have to understand that we can use that money in our own life. We can give it to community. We can give it to church. We can give it to charities, whatever it is, and it can make a tremendous difference. So money is not a bad thing. It's basically an end or means to an end is really what you're looking to use it. So that's one reason for maybe creating more financial. The other might be like, okay, I want to lose 50 pounds. I want to lose 50 pounds because maybe both my parents, you can say, had type 2 diabetes or got cancer or whatever it is, and I want to lessen my degree. Okay, I want to get healthy because I want more energy, less brain fog, right? All of those things matter. So you have to have a very powerful why. And then try to write it down every day. Post it up on your wall, right? That's really, really important. It's got to be there for you to see it every day because you never know what day brings the challenge. That was step 3. Step 4 is don't worry about what you're going to need to do to figure out the entire plan towards your vision. You're never going to know. Not in the beginning. It unfolds as you begin to walk down the path. So what do you need to do? Well, you need to start to take the first steps. Okay, so you need a blueprint. The blueprint doesn't need to be how to lose 50 pounds. It's great if you have it, no doubt about it, right? The blueprint doesn't have to be how to get rid of this specific autoimmune issue, but it should be first steps, right? For both of those, what can you do? 21-day functional medicine detox. Great. Right out of the gates, 21 days, lose 10 plus pounds, dramatically rebalance healthy levels of inflammation, healthy levels of blood sugar, hormones, sleep, work on intermittent fasting, meal timing, and so much more. Okay, good. So now you're 10 down, helping to rebalance the body. What do you do next? Well, okay, maybe now you look at hormones, or you look at overall food, or you look at steps, or you look at whatever it might be for weight loss. For autoimmune, okay, we're going to assess gut function. We're going to assess heavy metals. We're going to assess stress levels, right? So we're going to take the next steps. That's going to be the next step. Okay, then we do that. Then what do we do? Okay, now we heal and seal up the gut. Okay, what do we do after that? All right, now we're going to start to work on our exercise regimen, right? The exercise might not come for 2-3 months. It does not matter. What matters is that you know your first steps to begin. Then make some progress. Then reassess. Then take it to that next level. That's how we do this. That's how everybody does it. Nobody knows how to do anything until they already arrive at that next step. So just get started with the first steps, which brings me to step 5. You have to do this every day. This is not a do it for a couple days, take a couple days off. When you begin to wane on progress, it is most likely because you've been slacking on action. So, for example, with your nutrition and your exercise plan for transforming your body, it needs to be more days than not. That's 4 to 5 a week, right? That's for your exercise and movement. Your steps should be daily. Well, what about your nutrition? Your nutrition doesn't get to be more days than not. No, your nutrition has to be every day with a flex meal 1 day a week or one meal for the week. That's in the beginning. You get to have more afterwards once your body's begun to stabilize. But in the beginning, you need a heroic push, and it needs to be every day. Once you've rebalanced your body, you've recalibrated, it doesn't need to be that way. But in the beginning, if you have a big vision for yourself and your life, you need to work on it daily. Plus, this is a big thing, really, this is what matters, is that you need something that's going to wake you up every single day and with energy. And I talked about that just 2 podcasts ago on episode 2201. That big vision, that bold vision you have for your life, that needs to give you energy to get out of bed every day and begin to work on it. Because for the most part, it's you who's going to be holding you accountable, nobody else. So this means this has to be important to you. All right, step number 6 is this. This is just as important as any. Once you get going, you're going to find the crabs in the bucket. If you've never heard about the crabs in the bucket before, you can search that at stephencabral.com/podcast. Again, another Motivation and Mindset Monday. Why this is so important is that you will truly begin to see who your supporters are, who your true fans are. If you begin to give up some of the nights out drinking with friends or the activities that are simply not serving you, you might find some people ridicule you. Some people may not hang out with you as much. That is not necessarily, in my opinion, a loss on your end. If you are looking to up-level your life, and I'll be talking about that in my next point, you need to begin to up-level all parts of your life. Now, it does not mean abandoning anyone. I'm not saying that. But it may mean taking a sabbatical for a period of time. And again, I have a show on that. A sabbatical is this. We have to understand is that the reason why if you go crabbing, you catch crabs and you put them in a bucket and they start to climb up the side of the bucket to get out, the other crabs in the bucket, at least one or two, will pull that crab back down into the bucket before they begin to get out of the bucket. Well, think of that as the spot that you're at right now in your life. Might not be that bad, might not be that great. You're looking to move on, you're looking to up level. But certain people, community, right? Could be work, could be friends, could be family. They don't want you to escape this bucket, right? Because then it's also a reflection on their life. Maybe they should be doing more work on themselves as well. So you have to be careful. Again, I always recommend 3 weeks, 6 weeks, little sabbatical. You can always go back. You can always see friends. You can always see family. But you may need to work on your mindset for a period of time and begin to break through that initial progress, which sometimes can be the most challenging. So begin to clean up the clutter, right? Begin to clean up things that do not serve you. What is wasting your time? What's preventing you from achieving your goals? Most people spend an hour or more, 2, 3, 4 hours on social media or watching TV. It used to be TV. Now it's just basically staring at our phones. Imagine if you took 1 hour of that back. Which could you get done in 1 more hour per day? I've shared with you a podcast on getting back 1 more hour a day. It is dramatic in what you can achieve with 1 more hour a day. Get in a 30-minute workout, 30-minute meal prep. Can begin to read an hour more in your health, right? There's so much more you can do. Go back, take a certification, spend a half hour to 60 minutes a day. So many things that you can do when you begin to clean up the clutter. Start to really take control of your day, right? If you're looking for one thing, what can I own? Begin to own your day. You might not own that 8 hours, 10 hours or so you have for your job and your commute, but you can say, okay, what am I doing during my commute? Am I using it to listen to the radio, or could I be listening to an educational podcast? Could I be listening to a book on audio? Could I be doing some type of certification, right? What can I be doing? What can you be learning and listening to instead of just that dead time, that wasted time? Start to get to bed earlier. Start to wake up earlier. Wake up before your partner, your spouse, your kids, whatever it may be. That's some quiet time that you have that you can work on you. It's the best first hour of the day, right? Best time is that first hour of the day when nobody else is up. Because most people aren't willing to get up at 5:30, 6 a.m. If you get to bed earlier, you can get up earlier, get a lot accomplished. All right, the last one is this. Challenge yourself every few months. Something called the 12-week year. Again, you have to check out that podcast if you haven't done that. The 12-week year, written by Brian Moran, will revolutionize your life. You'll get more done, I would say 3 to 4 years of work done in 1 year every year if you follow this plan. It's completely free. Check it out. And what I want you to learn is this. Again, you don't need to know everything you need to know in order to create a life you love. You just need to start with, okay, I have a bold vision. This is at least my first step. Okay. You're going to then look at your overall life. Okay. Yep. That makes sense. This is what you want to work on. It adds up. You're taking responsibility. You're taking the first steps of that blueprint in order to get there. You're working the plan every day to keep it top of mind. You're cleaning up the clutter. And then every 3 or 4 months, what's going to happen? You'll have made massive progress, right? You're going to lose 10 to 15 pounds minimum every 12 weeks. Okay, good. So you did that. You're on your way to 50 pounds. Well, you lost 10 to 15 pounds. Guess what? Every 12 weeks, you're going to lose at least another 12 more pounds. So you don't need that much time. You can really get it done in what? 3 of those 12-week periods of time. And that's going at a slow pace, right? But once you've accomplished that goal and you lose 50 pounds, guaranteed less joint pain, less inflammation, better mood, less brain fog, more energy. There's just no doubt about it. Okay, so now you have all of that and you realize like, whoa, I haven't been this lean in 10 years, 15 years. So you say, well, if that was possible, now I want to take this energy and I want to go do X, whatever it might be, right? Because you get that confidence. The same with getting healthy, right? That's a huge, huge thing. When you get back, not just the energy and the better mood, when you get back the confidence that you were able to do something with your life, I'm telling you right now, it spills into other areas. So you may not have been confident going for a new job, a new career, but when you accomplish something, even just with your own body, it says, wow, if I did that, maybe, again, you just need to suspend disbelief. Maybe I could do this. Maybe I could get a job, a career that speaks to me. So what I want you to do is just start with your first 12 to 16 weeks. You're going to build upon that. And then every 12 to 16 weeks, you're going to start to up level, not necessarily your life, but it starts with your mind. And just remember, everything that we've ever achieved in our life, anything in this physical realm that we live in, has always started with a thought. And has always started with a mind that has led to a belief, that has led to a specific feeling that we then take action on. If you can remember that and you can start with the mind, create that bold vision, begin to look at your life as a whole, take first steps, declutter, you're going to be able to achieve anything that you set for yourself. Thank you so much for listening to today's show. I appreciate you. Please always do feel free to share this show with anyone you believe it could serve. Are you ready to heal yourself and then go on to heal others? If so, the Integrative Health Practitioner Institute can help you discover proven functional medicine protocols that blend the best of 7 different healing disciplines from around the world. I personally share with you the exact handouts and protocols I use in my private practice that enable people to get well, lose the weight, and live longer, stronger. I want to pass this information on to the next generation of health coaches, and that is exactly why I created IHP. We are the future of the health coaching industry, and the skills and knowledge you will learn will make you an in-demand certified health coach anywhere in the world. Although we have many medical professionals taking the IHP certifications, no experience is necessary, and half our members have no previous health certifications. At the Integrative Health Practitioner Institute, our motto is a health coach in every home. Our goal is that you take this knowledge and then share it with family, friends, loved ones, your community, or in a practice where you create a career you love and can be proud of. The global IHP community is filled with some of the most kind and caring people in the world, and we can't wait to welcome you into our world soon. For more information or to set up a discovery call with one of our IHP Health Coach graduates, simply head over to integrativehealthpractitioner.org.